All right. Well, good afternoon, everybody. Thank you so much for joining us once again here at 2 o'clock for the Daily Rundown. And my name's Cameron. I'm your 5 and 6 producer. And you have seen me on this show for every day that we've had it so far. This is day 5 for us now. So we're excited to keep it going with us. But we do have a new face on with us today. And she's going to help me out quite a bit here today. So this is Onivan, for those of you who don't know her. And she is our producer for the first at 4 and then for the 5:30 as well. So Onivan, welcome to the Daily Rundown. And
Happy to be here.
yeah, we're happy to have you. So now you're fairly new to your role too. Obviously, we know we try to use this program to kind of help people get to know our folks a little better, even those of us who are more behind the scenes, who aren't on air all the time. So for people who haven't kind of gotten to know you yet, just tell us a little bit about your background. What led you here?
So I had a job and I absolutely fell in love with social media, being in public and like dealing with everything like that. And so whenever I saw this job, I was like, yes, sign me up.
Yeah.
It's fun.
Awesome.
It's so lighthearted. Let me jump into that. And
Yeah.
It's just been so easy to love it here. I don't know. I just love it here.
Well, you've been a great addition to the newsroom, and I think Vince and Holly have certainly liked working with you, and they're a pretty fun duo to work with every
I've
day.
never really
So.
done anything like this before, though.
Sure. Yeah. Hey, this was new to me when I did it the first time too. So I've been leaning on Roxanne, our executive producer, who's been on with me the first several times, leaning on her quite a bit here for these first few days. So, but we're happy to have you here with us today, Onivan, and we are actually gonna go ahead and get into our headlines. Then we got some stories to touch on for folks today. Excuse me. So. The first story that we're going to talk about today is an update to a story that we brought you last week. The WVU serial scammer, as he was referred to by West Virginia police, 66-year-old Jerry Baracker. He's been arrested after fraudulently cashing a stolen check. He's been charged with forgery or uttering, according to the Charleston Police Department. That's where he was actually arrested, down there in the southern part of the state. And, of course, you may actually remember on April 10th, he was, last week, he was caught on camera being in Morgantown. He was posing as a building inspector who attempted to obtain employees' signatures and then use them to cash checks at other local banks. And he was wanted on outstanding warrants in 11 other states. And so he has now been arrested currently in the South Central Regional Jail with bond set at $10,000. So again, we, as we were saying, brought this up first last week that he had been in this area. Police had been looking for him, and now they have found him down there.
Great.
So yeah, it's a good It's a good update, right? Yes. When folks are caught for doing the wrong thing. Yes. So, but Onivan, you want to tell us about what's next on the rundown for us?
I do. So late last night, as I like to say, at 12:50 a.m. on April 14th, the Brookhaven Fire Department and the Cheat Lake Volunteer Fire Department responded to a working fire in a row of townhouses in Morgantown. Upon the arrival, the fire department confirmed a working fire in 4 apartments at Lakeside Village in Morgantown. The EMS arrived on scene and treated a patient with possible burns. The patient's condition is unknown at this time. Several different volunteer fire departments and EMS responded to the scene to aid in any way they could, and then the state fire marshal's office was also notified to conduct the investigation.
Yeah, so certainly an unfortunate scene there this morning. Glad that only one person appeared to be hurt in that situation. Of course, it's
super injured.
Never like to see any injuries, of course, but hoping that person is okay. So yeah, we'll continue to follow any developments on that story, of course, as we always do. We'll have the latest at 5 and 6, and then more for you online at WDTV.com. Okay, so let's turn now to kind of more of a statewide story that we're taking a look at today. So today actually marks 4 weeks until primary election day here in West Virginia, as many of you probably know. And the Secretary of State, Chris Warner, he's issuing a reminder to candidates about the appropriate placement of campaign signs. So that's something that has come up quite a bit this election cycle. And he's also reminding people not to remove signs that are in the proper places. Of course, you may remember we had a story here recently where reports of stolen campaign signs were coming in from Harrison and Marion counties. And so Warner is, of course, telling people, just reminding them that stealing signs can be a criminal offense, and so obviously to avoid doing that, but then also reminding candidates who are placing their signs themselves to not put signs on government property, and that includes right-of-ways and roadsides. And those violations for doing so can include a misdemeanor charge, and it can also lead to a fine of up to $100 per occurrence. And so, again, just kind of keeping that in mind for folks. Of course, if you are a candidate yourself, or if you're somebody who's just putting out these campaign signs for these candidates who you're supporting, just keeping that in mind. There are laws in place that we certainly have to keep in mind as we're going along here. So, yeah, it's it's hard to believe we're already 4 weeks till Election Day. I remember when we got everything started, and
I'm excited. It's my first time being in this time in news business.
Sure. No, it's it's exciting. Election Day, working Election Day is always a lot of fun. So, okay, well, let's shift gears here. Just talk about a few of the stories that our reporters are going to be working on for us today. So, we got 3 reporters out in the field for us. So, Anavan, you want to tell us about what Carrington is working on?
We got Carrington, who is at the murder trial of Joseph how do you say that last
I
name?
believe it's Navarra.
Navarra?
Yeah, Navarra, yeah.
He is on murder trial. The jury selection began this morning, opening arguments this afternoon. He was arrested in Morgantown in December of 2024 for the murder of his girlfriend, Kimberly Osborne. Miss Osborne had been missing since May of 2024 after last being seen on gas station surveillance footage in the area of Fairmont Road in Morgantown. Deputies say her remains were found later in November 2024, about 2.3 miles from Navarra's home. The court documents say Navarra provided an alibi to police that was found to be partially false. A witness in the case also said Osborne showed them bruises on her body the day before her disappearance and that she claimed they were from Navarra. Court documents say the same witness told authorities Osborne was planning to leave Navarra on May 12th, which was the last day she was seen alive. It's horrible.
Yeah, definitely a tragic situation there. And this is video we're showing from the location that her remains were found near the Little Indian Creek wildlife area. And so, yeah, we'll continue to follow that trial. Of course, as we said, Carrington was in the courtroom today for those developments. So, yes, you'll have the latest at 5 and 6 on what comes next in that case for us. And then we have our reporter, Patrick Renault. So he was actually at Grafton High School this morning for a little bit of a lighter celebration, I guess, that you could call it. So he was their Secretary of State, Chris Warner. We mentioned him just a little bit ago in the broadcast. He was visiting Grafton High School today to present the Jennings Randolph Award. And that award recognizes schools who have at least 85% of their senior classes registered to vote. So, a pretty cool initiative.
Yeah.
That they have that they do that here in
really encourages it.
Absolutely, yeah, trying to get that up. Grafton actually has 100% in their senior class. They do, yeah. So that means they achieve gold status for the award.
I wonder how many seniors they have.
Yeah, that's a good question. I can't remember. I think Patrick might have said they were a class of like 90 or something.
That's impressive.
Yeah, so not a bad group for sure. But yeah, so Patrick spoke, of course, with Secretary of State Warner and with other state officials, and so we'll be hearing from them tonight at 5 and 6 as well. But Anavan, you want to tell us what Nick will be having a little later this evening?
Nick will be at the Sierra Club Public Forum and the Forest Roadless Rule Repel. Sorry.
Yeah.
Twister
No,
there.
you're fine.
So today at 7 and 8:30 p.m. in Elkins at the Robert Byrd Center, Conference Room B at Davis and Elkins College, he will be there to respond to a proposal to repeal the roadless area conservation rule of 2001. The West Virginia chapter of Sierra Club announced that the public forum will be held to engage citizens in the forest protection. I think that's great.
Yeah, kind of, they've been trying to protect this area for a while now.
Yeah.
Obviously, we're talking about 25 years at this point, and there's been a recent proposal to, like you were saying, to repeal it, and so you're fine. No, you're fine. Hey, we gotta learn stuff out, right? But so they are in the process of looking at potentially repealing that and trying to build on some of these lands that they've been conserving here for quite a while. So,
Glad that they're letting like the public engage in it as well. I think that's really nice.
yeah, no, absolutely. No, want to get their input, and I'm always, whatever the people are in favor of is what we should be looking at. So, yeah, Nick will have more on that. That'll be at 10 and 11 tonight. So he'll have those details for us in those newscasts. And then finally, just touching on what our sports team will be working on for you today. So Cam and Zach, they'll be scattered about at several different high schools. They're going to be going to Doddridge County High School, Fairmont Senior, and Trinity Christian School for some athletes signing on to some college agreements. So.
Right.
Yeah,
Exciting.
absolutely. Keep playing at the next level. So, so a lot of exciting stuff to look out for tonight at 5 and 6, and of course you can keep tabs online, and we'll be right back here again tomorrow. But I do, of course, want to thank Onovan for coming along for the ride with me today. She knows I was a little stressed, kind of having to take on the big chair here. I know if you watched yesterday, we went through a trial run with it. But today we didn't have Roxanne at all, and I think we did okay.
I think we did too.
I think we did fine.
My words.
No, yeah, you're fine. Oh my gosh, no, it happens to everybody.
so
Believe me,
is what it
you'd be amazed at what words you think are pronounced a
I
certain
don't
way,
know
and
why,
then
because I know that word, so I was just looking at it and I just.
no, that's okay. Hey, ask me to pronounce about 50 of the towns and cities in
I'm on a
this
roll.
state. I
I'm on a
mean,
roll with pronouncing words wrong. Yesterday on the 4th.
yeah.
That's all I did.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Well, here's to a better next time, I guess. Oh my gosh. All right, folks. Well, that's gonna do it for us today. We want to thank you for joining us again, and again remind you that we will be right back here again at 2:00 tomorrow afternoon. So thanks so much for watching, and have a great day. And we'll see you tonight at 5 and 6.